All right, we're just going to talk some NFL football right now. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, and all that. Okay, let's just get into it. It's on my mind. The Browns, all the Browns drama, the talking heads on TV, talking about benching Baker Mayfield when the Browns are 4-2 and the defense is giving up 30 plus points every single game through an offense that's not run through Baker Mayfield, that's run through the running backs because they have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and they played 2 games without Nick Chubb. Like, I'm not feeding into all this TV, Fox Sports, ESPN, Browns drama, benching Baker Mayfield when their backup quarterback is Case Keenum. What is Case Keenum going to do for you that Baker Mayfield won't do for you? You want the young, trying to prove himself quarterback, the playmaker, the good red zone quarterback, the guy who can chuck it downfield. And Baker Mayfield, yeah, he's a gunslinger. Yeah, he throws interceptions. But I'd rather have Baker Mayfield out there than Case Keenum, who's only had like one good season his entire career because he's only been on one good team. And sure, the Browns are 4-2. They're in one of the best divisions in football. They're in the AFC, and the AFC has been really good this year. Yeah, the 2 games where they haven't scored a lot were against the Ravens and against the Steelers because, what do you know, those are 2 of the best defenses in the league. And just the Browns have a lot of talent on their team, but they're just not on this tier with the Ravens and the Steelers up there where they're at. I mean, the Ravens' offense hasn't been amazing every single game, but there's still a good offense that has a playmaker at quarterback and a guy who can run around and isn't easy to stop. And that's what makes the Ravens good with this stacked defense, who's now adding even more to their defense with Ngakoue coming over from the Vikings. And the Steelers have been one of the hotter teams in the league so far, with the offense that is back to rolling and a stacked defense. Again, going back to the Browns, the defense has given up 30 or more points every game, and you have Greedy Williams, who hasn't played this year. You have Grant Delpit, who's out for the season. Olivier Vernon's missed 2 games. Kevin Johnson's missed 2 games. Carl Joseph, safety, he's missed 2 games. Mac Wilson's has missed 2 games. I mean, you have these guys who haven't played every single game. Like, their defense was already giving up a bunch of points, and then you have all these guys in the secondary who have been hurt, and then you have some guys on the D-line who have been hurt. And when teams are game planning for Myles Garrett, who is one of the best DNs in the league, one of the best pass rushers in the league, you have to have somebody else step up and make a play, because teams are starting to game plan for Myles Garrett. And, the Browns have a chance to go out and show out against the Bengals, a team who doesn't have a great O-line, and they can have a good pass rush. And, it's the Bengals' job to game plan for Myles Garrett and use these tight ends and the running backs to chip Myles Garrett to stop him from getting to the cornerback. So you have to have somebody else step up and make a play. The Browns are 4-2. They'll be fine. Got to work on the defense. People are talking about Odell drama. Odell has not been that bad. I mean, has he really done anything? They're 4-2. Is one of the better teams that Odell's been on, because he's been on the Giants forever, and they're bad. They're bad. Yes, there are things that Baker Mayfield doesn't do well. He's a gunslinger. He's going to throw some interceptions. Brett Favre did it. All these guys do it. Carson Wentz hasn't had a great year, but people praise him every time he goes out and has a game-winning drive. And, this offense isn't an offense that's running through the quarterback. Once you get Nick Chubb back, if you can ever get him back, Kareem Hunt's playing with a rib injury. And then so you have to have some other guys step up. This offense is not run through Baker Mayfield. You don't need to bench Baker Mayfield for Case Keenum. You don't need to bench him for Case Keenum. Case Keenum is a backup, the guy who's been on a different team every other year. He had one good year with the Vikings, and he's gonna be a game management quarterback. Oh, you have Kevin Stefanski, and they were there at the Vikings together, and that's when they were good. I don't care. I don't care. It's Case Keenum. Play Baker Mayfield. Get your young quarterback to fight through some adversity and be good. This is where he learns. This is where the good quarterbacks are made. They're 4-2. They're gonna be fine. They will be fine. Do not bench Baker Mayfield for Case Keenum. If you had Tua Tagovailoa back there, if you had Jordan Love back there, fine, bench him. But it's Case Keenum. You don't need to bench Baker Mayfield. Okay, you don't need to do it. Okay, moving on. Other things to talk about in the NFL. We got Antonio Brown allegedly, possibly, maybe going to the Seahawks. Pete Carroll wants him there. I'm sure Russell Wilson would like to have another target there because the Seahawks have to score 75 points a game to make sure they can win because their defense sucks. So adding Antonio Brown to the offense, Antonio Brown, who I think still has the ability to be one of the better receivers in the league. He hasn't played a ton the last couple years, but he's played, which is better than some of these other guys that people want on their teams who haven't played in a while, like Colin Kaepernick and Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant we'll talk about in a minute. Antonio Brown just needs to go out, play football, mind his own business off the field. He'll be fine. You got a guy who can make some plays for you in Russell Wilson. Give the speed threat that is Antonio Brown the chance to, when Russell Wilson's scrambling around, make some plays, get away from whoever's covering him, and another speed threat that's going to add to the Seahawks offense if he does go there. That will add to the Seahawks offense even more, and the Seahawks offense is looking very dangerous, even though it is already. But adding Antonio Brown could be lethal and very bad for my team, the Packers. And since we're talking about receivers going to new teams, we got to talk about Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant going to the Baltimore Ravens. They're going to put him on the practice squad since he hasn't played in like 9 years. And going to see if he's still any good, because the last time he practiced, he tore the old hamstring. Or he tore the Achilles. I don't remember. He did something. He got hurt, whatever. But he's going to a place where, the receiving core hasn't been amazing. And he has a chance to go out and show out and be a solid second, third receiver. He can, depending on how, we don't really know how good he is yet, but we'll find out how good he is and see if he can be the first guy. But, not a pass-heavy team, but a team that is run through the quarterback in Lamar Jackson. I'm going to talk about the Packers because obviously I'm wearing the Packers hat, so I got to talk about the Packers because I like the Packers. Packers got to come out. They got to bounce back after they got punched in the mouth by the Buccaneers, Tampa Bay, Tom Brady. Screw you, Tom Brady. Packers got a chance to come out. They got to stop the run. The Packers got to stop the run. Looking to bounce back. They had Devontae Adams come back, but they tried to force it to him too much. Got to go back to spreading it around like when Devontae Adams was playing before he got hurt. We got to spread the ball around. We got, Equanimous St. Brown is finally getting to play, he's only played one game with Matt LaFleur, which was the last game. And you got to get it to Valdez Scantling and Malik Taylor and Darius Shepard and Robert Tonyan. Mercedes Lewis and Jace Sternberger. We got some fine receivers. We got some good tight ends, and you got Devontae. Just don't force it to him. We got two guys in the backfield that are good at receiving. We got Aaron Jones. We got Jamal Williams, who are good receiving running backs, and it'll be a good chance for the Packers to come out, bounce back. They're playing against the Texans, who do have they are struggling, but they do have a high-powered offense. You got Deshaun Watson, you got you got Duke Johnson, you got David Johnson in the backfield, you got Will Fuller, you got Kenny Stills, you got Brandon Cooks, and probably somebody else that I'm forgetting about. I don't know. High-powered offense in the Texans. It's going to be a real challenge, I think, for the Packers. The Packers' secondary isn't too bad, even though they did not play great last game, but they didn't get set up very well in that last game. Bad field position, didn't do much stopping anything in the red zone. But come out, bounce back, beat the struggling Texans. Please, God, don't lose to the Texans. Please. It's getting cold outside, so the homeless people outside have now gathered around the dumpster fire that is the NFC East. The Eagles and Giants played last night. Giants had it in the bag. Daniel Jones tackled by the turf monster. Giants had it won. Sterling Shepard, first game back. But the Giants choke in the last minute. Let the Eagles win. Eagles are 2-4-1. They take over first place from the Cowboys, who are 2-4. Anyways, not much to say about that game. Carson Wentz finally played kind of good, and the Giants' defense sucks, and they don't have Saquon, so the Giants suck. Cowboys. Now the Cowboys players are talking about the coaches aren't very good, but then Mike McCarthy's like, no, we're too good. We're out here, we're being too good. And so there's reports that the same players that were saying the coaches weren't very good with the last set of coaches are saying it again with these set of coaches. So the Cowboys, along with Dak being hurt because he got the Gordon Hayward, he did the Gordon Hayward at the foot, turned him sideways. The Cowboys got some locker room problems, and it's not looking great. Andy Dalton at quarterback. Zeke not playing too great. When they should have been running this offense kind of through him and Tony Pollard in the first place, even when Dak was playing, even though Dak's pretty good, but to keep that defense off the field, should have been playing through Zeke. Now they kind of have to, and Zeke's not playing too good, and Andy Dalton's not that great, and the Cowboys aren't looking good. And again, the dumpster fire, the NFC East, continues to burn. The Eagles aren't that good, but they probably can be pretty good if they want to. Miles Sanders didn't even play. The Cowboys aren't going to be that good because Dak's out, and their defense sucks a big old butthole. And the Giants' defense sucks, and they don't have Saquon, and Washington doesn't even have a name. Anyways, thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, share it, show it to your friends, whoever you hang out with. Please. Okay, bye.